people who are out there saying we think Mike's too old for this fight. Tell them what you think about that.
If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face.
Whoa.
Yeah, like put up a better fight so then I could have like risen more and done more. And like he was surviving.
He was.
So,
but he got you with a couple punches. How did they feel?
Nothing. Didn't feel a thing, to be honest.
Bro, your cap.
I'm literally being honest, bro.
Bro, your head is so big.
It didn't hurt. Like he didn't really land anything.
No, because your head is
like,
I just tell you, can just take
landed,
impact like crazy.
Even the one he landed, I saw it coming and I went like this. And they're like,
Mike Tyson recently talked about losing against Jake Paul. During an emotional appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, the boxing legend known for being honest talked about the fights, how he felt about getting in the ring at 58, and how he saw Jake Paul's meteoric rise in the boxing world. The conversation gave fans a rare look into Tyson's mind and the problems he had leading up to the highly publicized fight.
I didn't even feel a single thing.
How?
Not even like, oh my God, that hurt. Like my skin, like the impact. It was all beard, so like the skin didn't even hurt. And then like, I don't know, I was just...
Bro, but your head moved. I even thought I saw you like wobble a little bit.
Didn't wobble, didn't have any stars, didn't feel it, nothing.
Tyson didn't hold back when Rogan asked him about his battle with Jake Paul. He talked about how hard it was. Tyson said that Jake is young, quick, and full of energy. Just being able to stand toe-to-toe with someone half his age was a win for him. Tyson said that he didn't win on the scorecards, but he feels like he won something far bigger. Tyson also talked about how hard it was to get ready for the fight because of his age and health problems. He said that getting back into fighting shape was a huge task both physically and mentally. He also said that he almost didn't make it to the ring because a few months before the fight, he was in the hospital fighting for his life and losing half his blood. It was hard, but Tyson pushed through because he wanted to show his kids and fans that he is still a warrior. Tyson had a lot of good things to say about Jake Paul, even though there was a lot of talk about the YouTuber turned boxer. He said that people can say what they want about Jake, but the kid can fight. He's not just some influencer trying to make a quick buck. He's putting in the work, and it shows.
To understand, it was a big nostalgia hit. It got our attention. It was a big financial promotion for everybody, and it actually worked. Now, the fight was absolutely terrible, and it feels like Paul was holding back his punches. At times, Mike Tyson...
Rogan asked Tyson if he thought Jake Paul was the real deal or just a well-marketed phenomenon. Tyson said that Jake has talent, no doubt about it, but he's also smart. He knows how to sell a fight and get people talking, which is half the battle in boxing these days. The conversation quickly turned to the ongoing rumors that the fight was scripted. Tyson quickly dismissed the claims, saying that people always want to talk about something. He maintained that the fight wasn't choreographed and that he went in there to win, plain and simple. Tyson is said to have said that the viral audio tape of Jake Paul supposedly saying, "I got your money," was taken out of context and made too big of a deal of. Tyson also told up about the mental toll the fight took on him. He confessed that losing in front of a full stadium was a humbling experience.
Is this rigged or not rigged? See how hard Mike punches? Everyone thinks that Mike is like toying with him, like Jake Paul is Mike's prick.
The fight left a sense of unease among many spectators. Tyson appeared sluggish and past his prime, putting a shadow over his once formidable legacy. Others even speculated that the match had been manipulated, unable to reconcile the spectacle with their expectations. His apparent lack of enthusiasm and minimal punch production prompted questions, leaving viewers, not just casual fans, but also professional sportsmen, questioning whether something more was going on behind the scenes. Michael Irvin, a former Dallas Cowboys player and member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, doesn't believe what happened. He spoke with the host of Colin Cowherd's show about it. He said, "I saw death in his eyes. I was scared that don't look like nobody come into play, and I was looking for that patented one in the body. Then uppercut. We didn't get it. Not a one. I read somebody said it was in the contract. No uppercut. Come on, guys. Why would Mike throw an uppercut card?" Completely concurred with Oven, building on his argument by going back in time to when Tyson was at his best. He said, "If you watch Tyson's career, the uppercut was the kill shot, and he didn't throw one against Paul." Many boxing enthusiasts share a same theory about the fight. Tyson felt slow, and fatigued quickly, which could explain why he didn't land a single uppercut. His struggle to cover the distance against the more agile Paul had a significant role, yet there's little doubt that this will always be clouded in controversy. Jake Paul had the potential to knock out Mike Tyson with savage power, a possibility evident to all who watched last Friday on Netflix. However, despite harsh criticism of the YouTuber for not finishing off 58-year-old former champion Tyson, from afar looked thankful for the kindness offered. Jake Paul possessed the power to knock out Mike Tyson with unrelenting force, a fact made evident to viewers last Friday on Netflix. However, even as critics slammed the YouTuber for failing to finish off the 58-year-old ex-champion Tyson appeared from a distance to appreciate the restraint shown as the final moments of the match ticked away. With just seconds remaining, the 27-year-old YouTuber faced off with his 58-year-old opponent. In an unexpected move, he bowed to his rival, a gesture that did not sit well with the crowd, who responded with a chorus of boos. Tyson was certain he could still step into the ring at nearly 60 despite being away from the sport for almost 2 decades. Although age and time had clearly left their mark and his performance in the ring was far from the famous form fans previously knew, as his troubles became more apparent, many pushed him to reconsider ever competing again, especially considering his ongoing health. Is this rigged issues?
Guys went full out on each other, right? It would look bad on Jake Paul for knocking out a guy that's twice his age, right? And it would look bad on Mike Tyson if he got knocked out as well. It would tarnish his legacy. Not only that, if Mike Tyson hit Jake Paul, knocked him out, it would ruin the legacy that Paul wants to leave as he continues to fight. He didn't want to tarnish that, losing to a guy who's twice his.
Moreover, the bout was far from a mere exhibition. It officially impacted the records of both Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, despite the theatrical nature of the matchup, which resembled something out of a Hollywood script. It pitted a fighter in the peak of his career against a man nearing his senior years and nearly 2 decades removed from competition. As expected, the outcome mirrored the predictions, a sad spectacle for Tyson and a humiliating moment for the YouTuber. Meanwhile, it was difficult for Francis Ngannou to see his dear friend Mike Tyson battle Jake Paul. Although he didn't like witnessing this version of Tyson, Ngannou, who had Tyson on his side during his boxing debut against Tyson Fury, praised the boxing icon for sticking with Paul. Ngannou told TMZ Sports, "It just hurt me to see Mike there in that situation, like knowing Mike what he can do, and seeing him there with Jake Paul, and Jake Paul like, hey man, like that sight just hurt me. Although you have to give it to Mike, man," he added. This is 58-year-old Mike Tyson that's been doing this sport since 12 years old, I believe, and to still be able to stand up on his own at this age, I think it's impressive. Stand up against a young 27-year-old guy, even though I would say he wouldn't be at that level. But wasn't that much of a threat for Mike? You have to give it up to him. But the boxing world is in uproar following the leak of an audio clip purportedly featuring Jake Paul telling Mike Tyson, "I got your money," during their recent bout. If genuine, the remark has intensified suspicions that the fight was more choreographed spectacle than genuine competition.
So to answer your question, 100% this was fixed. They sat it out and talked about it. It went to decision because that was a neutral way to end it. And it went the full 8 rounds to keep people entertained. They didn't want it to end quickly. 100% it was fixed. It was smart on them. A big money.
The viral audio clip has unleashed a storm on social media, reigniting in heated debates regarding the legitimacy of celebrity and exhibition boxing matches. The uproar erupted when Konos, an ex-user, tweeted Jake Paul was seen telling Mike Tyson, "I got your money. What more proof do we need that these fights are rigged? Come on now." The leaked audio clip struck a chord with thousands, sparking a frenzy as both fans and critics shared it widely and analyzed every moment. Within hours, the hashed scripted fight surged to the top of trending topics, amplifying the uproar surrounding the controversy. The supposed recording captured during a lull in the action seemingly contains Jake Paul uttering the comment while trapped in a clinch with Tyson. While some dismiss it as a light-hearted quip, others view it as incriminating proof of a choreographed clash. Skeptics had already questioned the fight's pacing, and the absence of intense exchanges and the emergence of the leaked audio has only deepened suspicions. Both diehard boxing enthusiasts and casual observers have voiced their discontent, with many deeming the event a mere cash grab for the fighters involved. Critics argue it further erodes the legitimacy of these high-profile crossover matches.
You know, Shannon, you're Super Bowl champion. You know what I'm saying? We've been covering sports. I've been covering sports for 30 years. It's one thing for an exhibition here, there, whatever, but you can't continue to be allowed to build a career without getting into the ring with fighters. And if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, Shannon, I think the Mexican monster himself, David Benavidez, I might be wrong, but I think it was him. He said, I'll fight him. Now, this is a man that fights at 168, Molly. Jake Paul was in the ring at 228.
But
No, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying he was in the ring at 228. And you got a cat 60 pounds lighter than him saying, I'll fight you. You know why? Because what they're saying is, when you going to fight real.
Boxing analysts condemn the situation as a stain on the sport, arguing that if the tape is authentic, it supports long-held suspicions. These bouts prioritize profit and spectacle over the integrity of boxing. They view it as a betrayal of the sport's core values. In contrast, Paul's fans contend that his star power and knack for creating hype are injecting new energy into boxing, even if it comes at the cost of blending entertainment with tradition. At 58, Tyson found himself unable to rewind time as 27-year-old Paul secured a dominant win over the former heavyweight legend. Even Tyson's coach, once steadfast in his belief, ultimately had to admit defeat. The atmosphere at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas, was electric, packed with 70,000 fans, including some who shelled out as much as $2 million for premium ringside views.